The way we're going to be able to control the path of the camera is by controlling it by what's called the control points. The way to enable that is to click the camera tool, and we're going to have to do this in the top view and the side view. The reason why is that the camera path in the camera view is us, the viewer, so we're not able to actually see the path because we're traveling along the path. It'll be a little bit easier to see in the top and the side view. So when I go there, I'm going to click on side view to make it a lot easier to see. Alright, you can see right now that camera path, that's our start position. If I click on that, you can see all the details of that start position. And I'll click on the stop position over here in the camera view just for the sake of being able to get at my controls. But really what I'm most interested in here, I'm going to click away from that, is this path. This path is right now just a straight line, and so I kind of feel like I want to bring the path down a bit so that it swoops down and in. So to do that, I'm going to grab somewhere along the middle of the path. You can see that there's a plus sign. That means it's going to be adding a control point wherever I click. So I'm going to click and then drag, and when I do this, I can get a sense of the change of the arc of the camera just by looking in the camera view. So that's pretty helpful. This is the area that I'm concerned with. Let me press undo. For example, I'll put the camera mask on and we'll scrub through this. We can see exactly where the problem is. The problem is right about here where he starts to disappear, and we'll move forward and then finally reappears near the end. So as we play with this camera control points, we'll be able to see how effective that is just by scrubbing through the timeline. So now I'm way up above, I'm swooping down. I haven't lost him yet. Oh man, that looks great. So we managed to do that in one step. If we needed to, we could have gone over here to the other view, the top view. We can actually manipulate it a little bit more. I can move it on a horizontal. I could take that same control point and maybe move it horizontally to give us more of an arc. I'm going to hit the select button just so that I can get rid of all those red lines and green lines. I'm going to swoop back to the very beginning. I'm going to click on this panel to select it, and then I'm going to go over to play and hit play selection. And that does exactly what I was hoping to. It's got a really nice swing to it. Now that we've seen how to apply the control points in the top view and in the side view, there's also the ability to change it in the stage view. So I'm going to switch right now from the camera view to the stage view. And the best way to do this, to get a grasp on moving that control point in the stage view, is to once again use the control and shift to zoom around so you can really see where that control point is in space. It's much more abstract sort of in this stage view, because if you turn it the right way like this, it can look a little bit strange and confusing. So we'll turn it around all different ways. If we wanted to move it once again, we will use the camera tool and find our control point, and can move that control point anywhere we want to in the stage view. And once again, it's going to be reflected over here in the top view and in the side view. Now there are other controls that you can experiment with. If we go over to the camera and then tool properties, you're going to discover that there are controls to ease in the camera, to ease out the camera, and you can also, in the panel palette, you can control the duration of the scene. If I want this to go a lot quicker, I can do that and then come back over and select the scene, hit play selection, and the whole thing is a much quicker shot. So you have all kinds of variables in there. We now have discovered how to move the camera, and it looks great in 3D. Now, since this animating camera shows off some of the most impressive features of this program, I wanted to run it again in full size for you, and also with my screen recording software on at the full frame rate. So this still isn't going to capture how clean it is on a render, but for a screen capture video, this is a very smooth capture, and it really shows off the multiplane effects that you get with Toon Boom Storyboard Pro 3D.